My beloved, I want you to lean in closely because what I'm about to tell you is not by accident. This moment right now is divine. It's a sacred appointment between your weary soul and the voice of truth. Let me say it loud and clear so that every doubt in your heart begins to tremble. God is about to surprise you with a long-awaited yes. You didn't stumble here. You've been summoned, because the very thing you've cried about, the very thing you've waited years for, the very thing that felt impossible, God is about to say yes. Some of you have been holding on for dear life. You've been surviving on prayers whispered through tears, on hope that flickers but never dies. You've been walking through the valley thinking maybe the answer was no, or maybe God forgot you. But hear me, God has not forgotten. God has been watching, and God is about to move in a way that will make you fall to your knees, not in grief, but in glory. You see, there's a divine pattern to waiting. God does not delay because He is indifferent. He delays because He is building. While you were waiting, God was working. While you were pleading, God was preparing. You thought silence meant denial, but silence was only the soil in which the answer was being nurtured. And now the ground is shaking. The heavens are stirring. That long-awaited yes is closer than you think. There is a moment in every believer's life when they must choose to believe without seeing. And I'm here to tell you, your moment is now. The time to doubt is over. The time to waver is gone. Stand up in your spirit, square your shoulders in faith, because God is not a man that He should lie, and He does not tease the faithful. He rewards them. Some of you prayed a prayer years ago, a quiet prayer, hidden in the corners of your room. Maybe no one heard it but God. You buried it deep, thinking maybe it was too bold, maybe it was too late, but God never forgot. God recorded every word, and while the world told you to lower your expectations, God kept working in silence. That yes was delayed, not denied, so that when it arrives, it will carry the full weight of heaven behind it. I want to speak to the soul that's tired, the soul that's been waiting so long that you stopped looking for the answer, the one who smiles on the outside but wonders if hope is just a cruel game. Let me shake you awake with this truth. God is not finished with you. In fact, God is just getting started. And what's coming is not just an answer, it's a miracle, a divine reversal, a breakthrough so sudden, it will make the years of waiting feel like a blink. You see, God doesn't operate on man's schedule. He doesn't work within the limits of your calendar. When God says yes, it doesn't take years, it takes a moment. One holy second, one divine breath, and the doors that were shut swing wide, the chains that held you break loose, the opportunities you thought were lost come running toward you. That is the kind of yes God is preparing. But listen, this yes isn't ordinary. It's not the kind of yes that just adds convenience to your life. It's the kind of yes that transforms you. The kind that redeems wasted years, the kind that heals broken places, the kind that vindicates your name and proves your faith was not in vain. God is about to do something that will silence the voices that mocked you, doubted you, abandoned you. God is about to make it clear that He was with you all along. And don't you dare believe the lie that says it's too late. Don't you accept the idea that your best days are behind you. God does not speak in past tense when it comes to your destiny. The God who formed you did not place dreams in your heart to torment you. He placed them there to fulfill them. And if He made you wait, it's only because the blessing was too big to be delivered early. There's power in divine timing. And right now the timing is shifting, the tide is turning. You may not feel it yet, but something is breaking in the spirit, that tension you feel, that restlessness. It's not fear. It's the nearness of your breakthrough. Your spirit senses what your eyes have not yet seen. And that's why you must not quit now. You're too close. Do you understand that some of the greatest moves of God happen right after the darkest night? Some of the most powerful yeses come after a season of silence. You thought God said nothing, but God was gathering angels. God was aligning resources. God was holding things back not to punish you, but to bless you in full measure. Pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. I want to tell you something radical, something that will disrupt your doubt and command your faith. That yes, you've been waiting for, it's already been declared in heaven, it's already been spoken. You're not praying to convince God, you're praying to align with what He's already written. The yes is done. The yes is decided. So now the question is, can you receive it? Can you praise before it arrives? Can you trust even when the evidence is invisible? Because faith is not about seeing, it's about believing. And those who dare to believe when nothing makes sense are the ones who see the greatest miracles. God honors faith that endures the storm. You've been tested, you've been refined, you've lost people, you've lost strength, you've cried in secret, but what you didn't lose was your hope. And God is about to reward that hope with a yes that will eclipse every no you ever heard. This yes is going to restore your confidence, elevate your name, and break every generational curse that tried to hold you down. There are things that should have taken you out, things you barely survived. And the fact that you're still standing is proof that God isn't finished. If God allowed you to survive it, it's because something greater is coming on the other side. God is not a God of almost. God is a finisher. And what He began in you, He will complete with power, with glory, and with unstoppable favor. Some people walked away because they didn't see the promise in you. They didn't believe the vision God gave you. Let them go. Because when God says yes, He doesn't need a committee. He doesn't need agreement. He doesn't need anyone else's permission. When God says yes, even the gates of hell can't stop it. I know you've been faithful. I know you stayed the course when it would have been easy to give up. I know you've sacrificed, obeyed, trusted, and now God is about to answer. Not in part, not in fragments, but in full. A yes that covers every corner of your life. A yes that lifts you higher than you've ever been. A yes that leaves no doubt who was behind it. This is your season, not because of anything you've earned, but because of who God is. God is faithful to fulfill every word spoken. And if He said it, He will do it. If He promised it, He will perform it. The yes is not a fantasy. It is your future. It is the next chapter. And it is closer than you think. So rise up, shake off the dust of discouragement. Stop rehearsing the pain and start rehearsing the promise. Stop counting the delays and start declaring the delivery. God is about to surprise you. And when He does, it will not be small. It will not be subtle. It will be sudden, sweeping, undeniable. Even those who doubted you will have no choice but to say, this had to be God. And when that yes arrives, remember, it was never about you. It was about showing the world what happens when someone refuses to let go of hope. It was about glorifying the name of the one who makes a way where there is no way. It was about setting a testimony in motion that others could look to and say, if God did it for them, He can do it for me. So I speak this into your life. Prepare yourself, ready your heart, widen your expectation, because God is about to blow your mind with a yes you didn't see coming. Not because you're perfect, but because you're chosen. Not because you're qualified, but because you're loved. That yes is on the way, not later, not someday, but now. It's in motion, it's in transit, and nothing can stop it. Not the enemy, not the delay, not even your doubt. Hold your head high, rejoice in advance, praise like it's already done, because when God surprises you with this long-awaited yes, you'll understand why the wait was so long. You'll see that what's coming was worth every tear, every prayer, every sleepless night. You'll thank God not just for the yes, but for the timing, because it will arrive exactly when your soul is ready to carry the weight of the blessing. Let your spirit be stirred, because the time for hesitation is over. The time for doubting what God can do is behind you. What lies before you is a divine release that has been building like a storm of glory behind a veil. You may not see it yet with your physical eyes, but in the unseen realm, the winds of transformation are roaring. And when God moves, it is not in whispers, it is in wonders. God is not in the business of half blessing. When He acts, He completes. When He speaks, the earth responds. And what He's about to do in your life will leave no question of His power. Some of you have been fighting battles in silence, spiritual battles that no one around you even knows about. You've walked through seasons where you question everything. You wrestled with questions like, did God hear me? Was I wrong to believe? Should I have given up long ago? But let me speak directly to that deep place within you, the part of you that still dares to believe even when everything says no. Hold on to that spark, because God is about to breathe on it and turn it into a wildfire of fulfillment. Understand this, delay does not mean denial. God often withholds what you want in the moment to prepare you for what you truly need. Sometimes the wait is not punishment, it's protection. Because God knows that a blessing given too early can crush rather than elevate. And so He watches, He waits, He refines until the vessel is strong enough to hold the oil. And now you are entering that moment. The hour is approaching where God is going to release what has been reserved, blessings held in trust for the right time. This isn't just about answered prayer. This is about destiny. This is about divine orchestration. You see, God is not just answering you, God is positioning you. He is setting you in a place where the yes will not only benefit you, but will bless everyone connected to you. That's how strategic God is. He doesn't move in isolation, He moves in revelation. And when He speaks a yes over your life, it echoes across generations. Some of you thought you were forgotten, you thought you had missed your window, but you don't understand. The window is not closed, it's being opened at the highest point of favor. You didn't miss it, God was saving it. Saving it for a moment where the impact would be greater, where the glory would be undeniable, where even your enemies would be forced to say, that had to be from God. You see, when God says yes, even those who rejected you will have to witness your rise. You need to understand the weight of this yes. It's not an ordinary yes. This is a mountain-moving, barrier-breaking, soul-healing yes. The kind that restores years lost to doubt, years lost to fear, years stolen by betrayal, delay, and spiritual attack. Some of you have been robbed in silence, but God is a restorer. And when God restores, He doesn't give you back what was taken. He gives you more than you ever thought possible. God has seen the tears you cried when no one else was looking. He's heard the prayers you didn't even know how to say out loud. He saw you when you had nothing left to give but faith. And that faith, though small in your eyes, roared like thunder in heaven. Because God is not moved by appearance, He is moved by sincerity. And your sincere cry has reached the throne. Right now, there are doors swinging open in places you don't even know exist yet. Opportunities are being fashioned with your name written on them. People are being stirred to favor you, to bless you, to help you, not because of who you are, but because God is whispering your name in rooms you've never entered. That's the power of divine timing. That's the majesty of God's yes. It comes wrapped in favor, dripping in purpose, and shining with glory. And let me warn you, when God says yes, some people will not understand. They'll wonder why you're the one chosen. They'll question how it happened. But don't waste your breath explaining. Don't dilute your faith to make others comfortable. When God elevates, it's not a negotiation. It's a declaration. And those who doubted you will be left watching as God displays His power in your life like a banner. This yes will bring a shift, not just in your circumstances, but in your identity. You will no longer see yourself as a struggler, but as a vessel of promise. No longer a wanderer, but one who walks in divine purpose. This yes is going to reintroduce you to yourself. You've forgotten how powerful you are when God is behind you. But now you will walk again in boldness with your head lifted, because when God opens a door, no force in this world or the next can close it. God is moving in silence now, but soon He will move in spectacle. What was hidden will be revealed. What was whispered will be shouted. The quiet yes forming in the heavens is about to thunder in your life. And when it does, the chains will fall off not only your life, but the lives of those who are watching you. Because you are not just being blessed for your sake, you are being positioned to be a signpost of God's faithfulness. So let me say this with fire in my spirit. Don't shrink now. Don't retreat. Don't tone it down. This is your time to expect the impossible, to stand in the gap and declare, I am ready for God's yes. Speak it before you see it. Praise before it manifests, because faith is the currency of movement. And when you walk by faith, you activate what has been waiting to be released. You must remember, God works beyond the natural. While others are watching bank accounts and connections and qualifications, God is looking for faith. Faith that stands even when the winds howl. Faith that speaks even when the world is silent. Faith that says, I trust God when everything looks broken. That kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of faith invites the divine yes. And yes, there may be obstacles, there may be resistance, but the presence of resistance is not the absence of God. In fact, it's often the confirmation that the breakthrough is near. The greater the battle, the greater the blessing. When God is about to do something big, the enemy panics. But let that panic be your proof, because no one fights for something that has no value. Your yes is valuable. Your destiny is powerful. And the enemy knows it, but God's will is greater than any attack. His word cannot be reversed, and His yes cannot be overruled. You must prepare not just your hands, but your heart, because when God blesses, He also stretches. He calls you to a higher level of surrender, a deeper level of faith, a wider scope of vision. Don't just prepare for the answer, prepare for the responsibility. The yes you're about to receive will require you to walk differently, think differently, speak differently, not from pride, but from power, from the awareness that you are walking in what was once only a dream. Let me speak this into your spirit. God's yes is never random. It is always aligned with purpose, always crafted with precision, always delivered with power. You were born for this. Your pain prepared you for this. Your struggle trained you for this. Now, it's your season to step into the very thing that once seemed out of reach, and it will come in a way that surprises even you. Because God doesn't just fulfill, He exceeds. He gives beyond what you asked for. He answers in ways that make your plans look small. That's the wonder of divine favor. It overflows, it overwhelms, it overtakes. And when it comes, you look back on every closed door, every heartbreak, every detour, and say, now I understand. So I say again with unwavering conviction, get ready. The shift is coming. The answer is coming. The divine yes is coming. Not next year, not someday, now. God is about to surprise you in the very place where you were broken. He is about to raise you in the very area where you were rejected. He is about to say, yes, in a voice so loud it will drown out every no that ever wounded your soul. Stay faithful, stay watchful, stay in position, because what God is about to do will not just change your season, it will change your life. Let your heart be still for a moment and let this truth settle deep into your bones. God has not overlooked you. The quiet seasons, the lonely places, the endless waiting, none of it was wasted. God is a master architect, and He builds destiny with divine precision. When He plans to move in your life, He does not rush, He does not guess. He executes His will with perfect power and flawless timing. What you thought was a detour was actually preparation. What felt like delay was divine design. And what seemed like silence was the deep echo of God saying, "Not yet, but soon." That soon is turning into now. Listen to me with every fiber of your soul. God is about to unlock doors that no human hand could force open. You've tried your strength, you've exhausted your logic, you've cried out with questions, and still the heavens felt silent. But God was not ignoring you. He was preserving you. He was developing the strength inside you to carry the weight of what's coming, because this yes, this long-awaited, heaven-approved yes is not ordinary. It is life-altering. It will realign everything around you. It will interrupt the patterns of your pain and replace them with patterns of purpose. This is not a season to be timid. This is not a time to shrink back or tiptoe around faith. This is the hour to rise. Speak boldly, walk upright, declare what you believe even before it shows up. God responds to bold faith not because He needs convincing, but because He honors those who trust Him blindly. You see, anyone can praise when the answer is visible, but those who dare to praise in the shadows, those who lift their voices in the midnight hour, those are the ones God crowns with glory. God is about to reward the unseen sacrifices, the times you gave without recognition, the moments you served even when you were empty, the nights you wrestled with doubt but chose to believe anyway. That kind of faith speaks louder in the spiritual realm than any sermon. It is that faith which now summons the favor of God over your life. And when God decides to bless you, there is no man, no system, no weapon that can stop it. This yes is going to heal what generations before you carry. You've been breaking cycles without even knowing it. You've been chosen to shift the bloodline not by might, not by power, but because God saw your heart and trusted you with the assignment. That's why the warfare was so intense. That's why the pressure felt unbearable. Because God placed a mantle on you. And that mantle comes with weight. But here's the divine promise. You will not carry that weight forever. God is lifting the burden and replacing it with fulfillment. The tears of the past are about to turn into testimonies. Some of you have been praying for others more than yourselves. You've stood in the gap for loved ones, for friends, for even your enemies. You've cried out not just for blessing, but for breakthrough. And God took notice. God saw your selfless prayers, and now He is responding not just to your words, but to your heart. There is a reward for those who intercede. There is a blessing reserved for those who carry others in their spirit. And that blessing is about to arrive at your doorstep. Oh, let me tell you something holy. What God is about to release will fit you perfectly. No striving, no forcing, no manipulation. You won't have to beg or plead or compromise. When the yes is from God, it settles in your life like it was always meant to be there. It will bring peace, not confusion. Confirmation, not anxiety. Clarity, not chaos. That is how you'll know it's from God. It will align with your soul, not just your surroundings. And listen closely. When God blesses you, do not apologize for it. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not explain away what God has ordained. The blessing coming to your life is a manifestation of God's goodness, not your worthiness. You don't have to qualify for it. You just have to receive it with humility and boldness. because the blessing is not about you. It is about the power of God on display through you. You may feel like you're still surrounded by limitations, still living in the same place, around the same problems, dealing with the same people. But I declare to you, your environment is about to bow to your elevation. God is not waiting for your conditions to change before He moves. He's about to change your conditions because He's moving. In one moment, God can lift you. In one divine instant, everything can shift. Do not measure what's coming by what you see now. What's ahead of you is bigger than what's around you. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered. Your character is being discussed in circles you haven't seen. God is orchestrating a yes that will leave you speechless. Not a small yes, not a half-hearted approval, but a complete, resounding, heaven-backed yes that will redefine your future. And not only will it affect you, it will create ripple effects in every life around you. This yes will come with responsibility. God doesn't bless just to satisfy, it blesses to deploy. You will be entrusted with influence, with purpose, with a platform to reflect the light of the one who lifted you. So don't just prepare for the blessing, prepare to be a blessing.